this is an irresponsible purchase. Willow dry twill trousers from Woodwood's Autumn-Winter 22 collection. I didn't have time while I was in Copenhagen to avail myself of their in-store tailor, so I'll have to make the final fit adjustments myself. The issue is the length, as they want to drop over the heel of my shoes. The benefit of seeing this style second time around is, I know what will happen if I don't take care of this issue immediately. Trousers break differently, depending on their length and which shoes they are paired with. And while my Kyrie 8s have a handily placed edge to hold them off the ground, it is my Jordan 6s that complement them the best, so I'll be fitting the trousers to these. The hem is held in place with a blind stitch that is completely invisible to this camera, but it is there. To begin, I carefully unpick this stitch and press out the original fold. I'm now able to find the new length. This would be easier if I asked someone to help, but by wearing them inside out and footering with pins and folds, I eventually find a length I like. I press in the new fold and give it one more test fit to make sure this is the right answer. This is quite a change in silhouette and I am going to miss the heavy stack, but they are much less likely to fall under the heel now. There is a whole other solution where I cinch in the cuff, but that's a much more dramatic alteration. The hem can always be lowered again if I change my mind. To secure the hem, I will be using a blind hem stitch or slip stitch. In this sample, I have folded in the raw edge and folded again. This would be the wrong side of the garment and this would be the hemmed edge. I make 2 small stitches in the folded raw edge to anchor the thread and push out on the fold of the raw edge side. I then pick up a few strands of the warp above the edge, then sew back into the fold, tunneling through and popping out about half a centimetre ahead. This process is repeated. Pick up the warp, into the fold, tunnel through and out again to start the next stitch, and on and on and on. If done right, with a matching thread, the stitch should be invisible. My trousers have a serged edge, so there is no fold to tunnel through. I anchor the thread in the stitched edge, pick up the warp, and through the stitched edge about half a centimetre ahead to pick up the warp again, and repeat until I've made it all the way around. As always, I find it better to keep the thread short to avoid tangles. When it runs out, secure the thread and start the process again until the hem is closed. I can then repeat the steps for the other leg. Unpick the hem, press out the fold, match to the new length, press, stitch, and after a heavy press and a thorough brushing down, this is the finished garment. I love these trousers. A good addition to your wardrobe should complement the garments you already have and open up potential new looks. These fit with my grungy streetwear workwear rotation, but let me get a bit preppy. The work itself is a bit rough but completely invisible. And while I don't have to adjust the fit on the waist, look at what I get to work with when I do. I probably could have made this a showcase film rather than a project, but honestly, I've never done this before and I didn't want to present what I did here as best practice. I'm pretty sure these are the right steps, but like all technique-based skills, this is something that requires practice to master. If you have any insights or advice to offer, please take to the comments to share your tips and tricks. Thanks very much for watching, and if you enjoy this little sewing channel, why not subscribe?